Hello friends and welcome back to Digitalk. So I have posted multiple videos on the Docker and WebLogic earlier, but now with the time there are a lot of things are getting changed, the technologies are getting upgraded, so there would be enhancement in the Docker and WebLogic as well in terms of the implementation, how we create the images, how we run the different containers, right? So now in this session I will explain you end to end, how we can implement the WebLogic in Docker. Okay, so we will pull some pre-built images from the WebLogic Oracle container registry, and then based on that, we will spin up a WebLogic container, and then we will access the admin console. Okay, so this is a very brief session which will give you the complete end-to-end understanding. Okay, because this is action plan that I am going to follow, and this action plan I will explain you with a step by step what I am doing here. Okay, and then I will go for the implementation or execution. Okay, if you need this document, you can send an email at digitalk.fmw@gmail.com, and I will send this document to you. Okay, and very soon I am going to post a complete end-to-end series on Docker and WebLogic, how we implement the Docker and WebLogic in Docker. Okay, where I will cover everything from the scratch, from the beginning, like the introduction to Docker, which is specifically required in terms of to understand from the WebLogic perspective. Then we have some different tools with the help of that we can create the images. Then what we have inside the images, how we create the domain, how we spin up the container. There are multiple things are there. Okay, from end to an understanding perspective, and I will post a complete series on that very soon on the channel. Okay, so now specifically this particular session. Okay, so before explaining this my action plan, okay, if you do not have any idea of the Docker, how it works, about the images and containers, let me give you a small idea of that so that you will have a good understanding of this particular session as well. Okay, so now when we say the Docker, okay, in WebLogic, okay, so what is a Docker? Docker is a containerized system. Containerized system means everything run inside a container, and all of your software and application and dependencies are inside the image. What does it mean? So simple, we will have an image which is called the Docker image, which is called the Docker image. Okay, and this Docker image contain your software, along with that your application and code. Okay, and then the dependencies, or dependencies you can say a lightweight OS. Every image has a lightweight OS which is a Unix base, which will be a Debian, Linux, or anything. Okay, but it is a very lightweight. Okay, that means it will have the very small content which has required for a application dependency. Okay, so now we have the software, our application code, and dependencies, everything inside this particular image. Okay, so whenever we create this image, okay, we can copy this image as a package to different environments, and we don't need to install the software, configure our applications, and then dependencies every time. You just need to take this image, and then you can copy it to any other environment, and then based on this image we can spin up the containers, spinner containers. And container is called the runtime instance of the image. You can consider this container in WebLogic as a process. Like there would be a container for the admin server, there would be container for the managed servers, there would be a container for some other services as well. Right, this is a very small overview. So this image, how we create the image or how we can use the existing image, so this everything I am going to explain in the series, okay, that I will post very soon on the channel. Okay, you will get the complete understanding. Right, so now let us talk about this particular action plan, what I am going to cover in this particular action plan, and then how we are going to implement WebLogic in the Docker. Okay, so now what I'm going to cover in this action plan, the very first thing, what we are going to do, we are going to pull an pre-existing image of the WebLogic server from the Oracle registry. Okay, so images can be in the different registries. For example, we have a Docker Hub, we have a Git. Okay, there are multiple open registries are there, and so we are going to pull the image from the authentic source from the Oracle registry. So this is called the Oracle container-registry.oracle.com. So this is a container registry from the Oracle. You can log into this particular website, you can create your free account. Okay, and after that you can search for the different images here. You can see here there are multiple software listed are here: database, Golden Gate, middleware, Java, MySQL. So these all softwares can run in the containers. Okay, and this particular registry has all the pre-built images there. You can pull the pre-built images from here. Okay, now you want to pull like the WebLogic image. So for that we have to go to the middleware section. So all the middleware section, this has all the middleware software images. So we are going to pull the WebLogic image, right? So first thing, you have to log in to the container registry from your local system. So let me first quickly log in with the command docker login. Okay, so docker login and the complete path of the URL of your container registry. Okay, so now hit the enter. Okay, so my username is already saved there, so it is automatically taking it. Okay, or if it is not there, it will prompt you for the username and password. So username, I am going with my default user, so I will just press the enter. Now password is, you don't need to use your own password. Okay, so this username will be same what you are going to create here. So once you will create your free account on container registry, so you will provide your username and password, right? So when you log in from the prompt, okay, here you do not need to provide the your password here. So here you need to give the token, auth token. So you have to click on your profile icon here and click on auth token. Okay, and then I already have an auth token there, so it is asking me that you already have a token, delete existing one if you want to delete, or use the previous one. So I'm going to delete this one. Okay, I will create new one, generate secret key. So now this is the secret key that has been generated. You can just copy it, okay, and you can paste it here. You can see login succeeded. So by this way, your Docker will log into your container registry, right? If you will not log in, then your Docker will not aware from where I have to pull the images. So now what I have done, I have logged into my container registry of the Oracle, and with the help of this particular auth token, okay, make sure you do not provide any of the username, password here. Your password will not work, right? This is the very first step. You want to log out anytime, you can use the Docker logout to log out from your container registry. Now, okay, now we are going to pull the image. So to pull the image, okay, this is the image. So how we pull the image? The very first thing, we give the complete path. This is the registry, right? This is the registry which we have logged in. The very first thing, registry, and then we have a middleware WebLogic colon and then 12214. Now what exactly this? So let me tell you. So once you go to here and then you log into and you go to the middleware. Let me click on middleware here. Okay, you can search for the image here as well. Otherwise, if you click on the middleware here, okay, it will give you the all the middleware product that has been, or you can say that the images are available for what all products. So these are the multiple different software products for which your images are available. So we are going for the WebLogic, so you have to go to the WebLogic section. Okay, so first time once you will create the account, you need to select the agreement here. Okay, you will get some option here to select the agreement. Okay, and make sure to select the particular agreement. After that, you would able to pull the images. If you are not going to select the agreement, you will not able to pull the image. And once you select the agreement, it will convert it into like this screen. Okay, so now here you can see there are multiple images of the WebLogic and the corresponding tags. The tag has a great importance in the images. Okay, so every image has a tag. Okay, you can say this is the images for 14.1.2, this is for the 15.1.1 images, and this is for the 14.1.1 images. If you scroll down, then you will see the 12.2.1.4 images, right? So now different images are here. Okay, so what is the path that we have selected? We have clicked on the middleware, right? So we have clicked on the middleware and then we'll end up here. Okay, and inside the middleware we have all the images are available, right? So now here for each and every image we have a tag. Okay, you can see there is a tag, okay, with the release, and this is the non-dated tag latest, like 12.2.14 is the tag. This is for the Oracle WebLogic Server 12.2.14 generic installation. So this is the tag that you need to specify here. So this is a complete registry. Then inside the middleware we clicked on the WebLogic, and then this is the particular tag which we are seeing here, because we are going to download this or pull this image. Okay, and if you scroll down, then you will see the syntax here as well. This is the Docker login syntax. This is how to pull the image. You have to specify like container registry.com, then middleware, then WebLogic. This is the complete path which we have specified here. And then what is the difference only here? Then it is asking tag. So what is the tag we are using? We are using 12.2.1.4 tag, and this tag I have taken from here. Sorry, right? Similarly, we have a different tags here based on the image that we would like to pull. Okay, now hope it is clear to you how we define the particular image that we are going to download. Now simple, you need to run Docker images. Sorry, before that I need to pull the image. So I will go here and I'm going to pull the image. Okay, it is saying, let me see. Okay, I think my Docker is not running. So what I will do, I quickly run my Docker. Okay, it will take some time to come up. Okay, my Docker engine is up and running now, so I will go here again and I will run the pull command. Okay, for Docker installation, it's a very straightforward. You can just download the Docker for Windows, and then just like we install the software and click next, the same process. It's a very straightforward. You can directly install the download the Windows version of Docker and then install it. Okay, there is no hard and fast rocket science is there. You can do it easily. Okay, so now you can see here the image is going to be download. So because this is a WebLogic image which contain your lightweight OS, right, and then multiple binaries are there, so it will take some time based on the size, whatever the size of your image. Based on that, it is going to take some time. Okay, it will be somewhere around 2 GB of size. Okay, so it will take some time to download that particular image. Okay, so till it is getting downloaded, let me explain the action plan. Image has been downloaded, so we can check the images with the help of docker images command. So docker images will list all the images that you have pulled in your system. Right, after that, the main thing, how you can check the content inside the image. So what I said initially, we have everything inside the image. We have the software, application code, OS, lightweight operating system, everything inside the image. So once the image is pulled, is it possible to go inside the image and look for the content? So we do not have the way directly to go inside the image. Okay, because that is a read-only file system or read-only file layers. But we have some alternates. Like if you want to check what are the content that we have inside the image, so we have some alternate for that. The very first alternate, you can start a temporary shell container without starting the WebLogic. Okay, so as of now we have only pulling the images, and right, we have not started any of the containers. So we can start a temporary container which is called a shell container without starting the WebLogic with the help of this command. Okay, and with the help of this you will go inside the image, and then you can list the content, whatever the content that you would like to see with okay, you can see inside the particular container. So these are the certain command. With the help of that, you can also see some content which is inside your images, like the Docker image. Then inspect command. The inspect is again very important troubleshooting command that we mostly use. Okay, like you would like to check the images or content or whatever, or some information about the image. So we can give the Docker image inspect and then complete path of your image, including your tag. Okay, because you can have multiple images of WebLogic, but tag will be different. So it is very important to specify the tag. This is one of the important things. Right, similarly we have a docker history command as well, which will give you some important information about your image. But this is a command, docker run command, okay, which you can use to go inside your image. Or specifically what we are doing, we are going inside a temporary container. We are not directly going inside the image, which is not possible. Okay, so we are creating a temporary shell container without starting the WebLogic, just to navigate what we have inside the image. So the command is docker run. So docker run command we use to run the containers. So here again we are going to run a shell container. So docker run -rm -it entry point. This is a shell and the complete image on which image basis our container will be there. Okay, so this is a command that we are going to run, and after that we will be inside the container, and we can run the command like ls-ltr and then navigate cd to some directories to check the content, where is our WebLogic is stored, where are the scripts to create the domain. Okay, now the other important point, because in WebLogic we have a domain, right? We do not have only the WebLogic installation. Apart from WebLogic installation, we have to create a domain as well. Create, right? So when we start the container, it automatically create the domain for you. And how it create the domain? Based on a script which is inside the container. Sorry, which is inside the image. So this is the image that we are going to download, which is a pre-built image from the WebLogic Oracle. So they have created a small script to create the domain, and that script is inside this particular image, which I will show you here once I will navigate inside the container. Okay, with the help of this command. So which command is going to use when you are going to spin up the container to create the domain, right? So similarly, when we create our own images, so this is the, we are pulling an pre-built image, so we can create our own images, and when we create our own images, then we have to create our own scripts to create the domain based on our custom requirements. Right. So here simply what I'm showing you, how to pull the image and then how to start the container, and that container will be based on the domain script which is already there inside this image provided by the Oracle. Okay, I will show you. So now here you can see the image has been pulled. So if I run the docker images command here, docker and then images. Okay, so you can see here, this is the image that we have downloaded. This is the complete repository from where we have downloaded, and this was the tag. And for each and every image, we have a corresponding image ID that we can use to do for multiple operations. Okay, like deleting the, if you want to delete this image, we have to use the image ID for deleting. The size is around 1.9 GB or around 2 GB for this particular image that we have pulled. Right. So you can, as I said, you can run the Docker inspect command or Docker history command as well. So like let us suppose, let me run this command. Okay, so it has not copy pasted. So let me take it again. Copy. Okay, so now you can see there are multiple information that has been pulled based on the image. Okay, like the registry and then Docker version and then the on which date it is created, what is the size. This is the lightweight OS image that is inside your this particular image, which is based on AMD 64. Okay, and then you will see the multiple details. For example, inside the config you will see the command. So this is the script that is provided by the Oracle inside this particular image, and add the path u01 Oracle this location. So this script will be used when we will spin up the container which will be based on this particular image, right? So this I was talking about, this is a pre-built script which is provided by the Oracle, which is inside the image. So when we create our own image, so we have to create our own scripts which is going to create your domain, right? And then again, this is the complete other detail that is going to use for your domain. Okay, this is the Oracle home automatically going to be used, and then like the memory argument, if it would be the listen port, and then other information that is there, right? Now apart from that, if you would like to navigate inside the container, okay, you want to see the content of images, so you can just run this command. Sorry, let me copy it again. Okay, now you can see we are at the dollar prompt. That means we are inside the container. This is the shell container, which is a temporary container. So here you can run the multiple commands, just be run in the Linux, because this image has a lightweight OS as well, right? So right now you can say I am at the U01 Oracle. So inside U01 Oracle, this is the script, right, which will be used to create the domain when we are going to spin up the container. And again, this is going to call this particular Python script, and you can say this is the your WebLogic installation. Okay, so by this way you just go inside, okay, and to check the content of here, like you can see the content of this script. Okay, so this is the custom script which is going to create your domain. So by this way you can go inside a particular shell container to look up for the content of a image. So now I will exit from the container. Okay, so now I'm exit from the container, so now I'm not inside the container, right? Now, so when we create the domain, so we need some username and password for our admin console, right? And for that we need to create a file domain.properties, and this domain.properties will have a username and password in this way. Okay, and this file is expected in the U01 Oracle properties location inside your container. So this is the location that we have seen, right? So if you see here, this is the script which is going to create your domain, which I have done with the cat command. Okay, so when your container will spin up and your container will try to create the domain using this particular script, okay, so we need to provide a username and password for admin console, and it will look for this username and password inside domain.properties file, and this domain.properties, this will be expecting inside the U01 Oracle properties here, right? So this is a location where it will expect the file. So we are going to create this particular domain.properties file in our local system, not inside the container. Okay, for example, let me create this file in my current directory. So I am inside currently right now inside I am the Docker WebLogic directory. So here I will create this file. So I will remove the .txt extension. Let me first copy paste the contents from here. Okay, so this is the username and password. So I will copy paste here. Okay, so let me give the password also WebLogic 123 and then save, right? And I will close this and I will rename this to properties. I have created in my D drive Docker WebLogic folder. This is my local system. This is not in container. But when you are going to spin up the container for WebLogic, it is going to expect this file in this location, right? So that means when we will spin up the container, okay, we have to map this local directory to the directory where your script is going to expect this particular file. And we can map this directory with the help of -v volume command. So this is the command that we use to spin up the container. Okay, and when we spin up the container, okay, at that time it is going to create the domain, right, using this particular script which I have shown to you here. this one. So what we will do, we have created our domain.properties file in this particular location. So we have to map this particular location of from my local system to this particular location inside the container where your container will look up for the domain.properties file. So what will happen with the help of this mapping command, whatever the content that I have my local system here, like here I have domain.properties. Okay, it will be mapped inside the container in this location. So yeah, that means your container can able to read this file which is there in my local system with the help of mapping. So hyphen v is the volume mapping command where we can map a particular location in your local operating system inside the container. Okay, and this we use for the domain as well. That is, I will show you in the advanced sessions. Okay, how we can have the domain in our local system and then how we can map it inside the container. Okay, so docker run command we use to spin up the container. Hyphen d is a detach mode. That means as soon as you will run this command, you will come on the prompt. Okay, then you can give a name for your particular container that you are going to run. Then we have a port mapping. So we have given two port mapping, one for the normal admin port and second for the administrative port. So we are going to enable the administrative port as well. So your admin traffic will be on the different port 900T, and then your other traffic will be on the this port 7001. If you don't want, you can exclude this admin port as well. This is the mapping what I have explained to you, and this particular image will be based, sorry, this particular container will be based on this particular image. So every container is based on an image. So whenever we run the container, we have to specify the image name as well, on which image based on this container will run. So this is the command that we are going to run, okay, to to run the container. Okay, so now I will run this command, okay, to initiate the container. Sorry, let me copy again. Okay, so now when I run this command, okay, it automatically created a container and then domain has been created based on this particular script, whatever the script that we have given inside the image. Okay, so now to check the image, or sorry, to check the container, we have the command docker ps. Docker ps. So docker ps will give the complete details about this particular container which is running. Okay, and you can see these are the port mappings. Okay, so this is the docker ps command to list out all the running containers. Okay, so after that, once our container is up and running, so we can access our admin console. So let me go to here and let me give the URL. Okay, now you can see. So okay, so it may be taking some time to create the domain. That's why it is not yet there. So let me refresh it. Okay, so now it is there. So WebLogic and WebLogic 123, because we have enabled the administrative port, so that's why we are accessing it on 900 port, right? So this is the administrative port that we have given, and which is given inside your script as well. So if you see the your domain creation script, okay, you will see the content there as well. Okay, inside this particular script for the administrative port. Okay, so now we have access the admin console, which is based on this particular container. Okay, now you want to go inside the container. You want to navigate inside the container. Okay, so for that you have the docker exe command. Docker, then exec hyphen it, and then the ID of your container. So this is the ID of your container that you can see with the help of docker ps command. Okay, and in which shell you want to go, bash shell. Now you can see I am inside the container, right? So here you can't able to run all the command because this is a lightweight OS. What I said initially, inside the image you will have a lightweight OS as well, but this is a lightweight because it doesn't have the complete OS. So you can't able to run all the commands here, but you have some limitations. There's some command will run here, okay, which you can see. So now you can see here, now we have the domain is created, right? So this domain is created based on the script that I have shown to you. Okay, now the base domain is there and this is the domain. Now you want to go inside the particular server and then check the logs here, just like we see in the traditional domain. Okay, but important thing here, we do not do any change in terms of configuration inside the container because containers are ephemeral. If you delete any container, the all the changes will be lost. That's why we do all the changes in the images. We do not do any changes inside the container. Okay, and this concept also I'm going to explain in detail when I'm going to launch the complete series. Now I exit from the particular container. Okay, so now we have certain operations that we can do with for this particular image. Like you want to stop this container, so you can run the docker stop. You can give the ID here of the container. This will stop your particular container. Okay, and then again you want to start it. We have a docker start command. You can give the docker start. Okay, and then you can give the container ID. It will start the container. Okay, now you want to see the particular container is stopped or not. You can give the docker ps command. So you will not see any process here. And docker ps -a command give all the stopped container. You want to see what all the containers are there, whether running or not. So you can give the -a, which is giving you the list of all the containers. But docker ps give all the running containers only. Anytime you want to start this container, you can give the docker start and then container ID, and it is going to start your container again, and which you can see with the help of docker ps command. You can see it is starting, and it will be take some time to start because it has to start the services, right? Your admin server. So this is the exact plan, right? So hope now it is very clear to you what is the docker login command, what is the registry, how we pull the images, what is the importance of tag, how we can list the images, how we can check the content of images, how we can create a domain where the script we have to be inside the image, how we spin up the container, right? So very soon, just stay tuned. I will be launching the series in just a couple of weeks. Okay, thank you.